to some assembly required. The latest transgender headlines in one video. I'm Amy Swift, and here are this week's stories. Love wins. The USA legalizes gay marriage. Uphill prediction for trans equality. Scouts reject donor opposed to transgender girls. Transgender shopper humiliated by farmers. Why the Facebook rainbows matter. The banning of gay pride in Istanbul. Mark Zuckerberg on the real name policy. And American National Pilot Program to train doctors in transgender health. First up, congratulations America for legalizing gay marriage. This news is a little old by now, but it's still fantastic progress for the LGBT community. While this is great news, transgender people now face more discrimination than before, as it's less tolerated for same-sex couples to be attacked by bigots, with the vast majority of America backing the gay rights movement. With this massive support from the general population, it is feared that the haters are going to start focusing their attacks on transgender people, as they are not tolerated as much as the gay community. It is important for transgender people to be visible as to gain more support. The more people who have met a trans person and realise they are normal, the more support we will get. And if you are transgender and find yourself being discriminated against, always report the issue to the authority. The more people report hate crimes, the more the offenders will realise that it's not tolerated. The Girl Scouts of Western Washington received an anonymous donation earlier this week of $100,000, which would be enough money to send 500 of the girls to summer camp. But there was a catch. There was a letter that came with the checks that read, "Please guarantee that our gifts will not be used to support transgender girls. If you can't, please return the money." Needless to say, the Scouts returned the money. Stephanie Ellis, the Public Relations Director, stated, "We're an organisation dedicated to helping all girls become the best version of themselves, and we don't want any barriers in place for their success." With the loss of a big donation, the Scouts online marketing manager started a crowdfunding campaign on Monday using Indiegogo. And by Thursday, #ForEveryGirl had raised triple the donation, with over $300,000. A transgender woman was ridiculed when trying on shorts at a store in Auckland, New Zealand. Miss Haddock's Stanley went on to the botany branch to buy a pair of shorts. When in the changing room, while she was trying on the shorts, she overheard an assistant asking colleagues if it was okay to let a half-man, half-woman into the changing area. Mr. Tankersley said, "What happened to Mary isn't new, but it highlights the bullying and the hate that transgender New Zealanders face all too often. I urge farmers to investigate the incident and to train their staff to treat every customer with respect and dignity. If we see anyone being bullied and shamed, I hope other shoppers will stand alongside them and let the person humiliating them know that their behaviour is totally out of line and won't be accepted." He added, anyone seeing someone being bullied and shamed should take a stand. Why does it matter that 26 million people changed their Facebook profile picture to a rainbow flag? Well, I'm sure we have all seen the app that lets you put a rainbow flag over your profile picture on Facebook. Sure, it's pretty and it's celebrating equality and pride, but why does it matter? Well, your profile picture tells people a lot about you, and it can be used to show likes, dislikes, political and religious beliefs. So the rainbow flag is no exception. By 26 million profiles donning the flag, it shows people who oppose gay marriage that their friends and families may support it, possibly making them think twice about abusing people in the LGBT community. But as I said earlier, gay rights are becoming more and more accepted, so why not slap a trans flag over your picture? In the description, I will post a link to a website that can let you do precisely that. The more common support for the trans community is, the more accepted we will become. Turkish police attacked the Istanbul Pride event. The police used water cannons and tear gas to disperse the crowds. The largest Muslim gay pride event was cancelled suddenly before it had even begun by the Istanbul governor's office. Why? Because it was the Islamic holy month of Ramadan. While homosexuality is not against the law in Turkey, the LGBT community still face a lot of discrimination. Many Turkish citizens said there has always been a heavy police presence, but there had never been attacks like this. The police attacked innocent people bearing rainbow flags, and pro-government protesters even attacked journalists covering the event, and the police did nothing to stop the attacks. The real name policy on Facebook has been a thorn in the side of transsexuals and drag queens, as the system demands that you display your real name, with many people's accounts being attacked by Facebook security if they do not display their real name. Lately, Mark Zuckerberg has stepped in to say he has no plans to end its real name policy in a Q&A session on his Facebook page. He said, "Real name does not mean your legal name. Your real name is whatever you go by and what your friends call you." The policy has been bad for drag queens and trans people who have been banned from Facebook because of this policy. If you're a marginalised person, such as a trans person, you may be left with no way to get back on. A former Facebook employee named Zip wrote on a recent post on Facebook, "Facebook has handed an enormous hammer to those who would like to silence us. And time after time I see that hammer coming down on trans women who have just stepped out of line by suggesting that perhaps we're being mistreated." It is clear much work is needed to be done to Facebook's real name system if we are to see any improvements in the future. And finally, a pilot program is to be introduced for the doctors in the USA on treating transgender patients. As transgender people are becoming more and more common in media, the need for better care becomes more and more apparent. Beginning in August, the University of Louisville School of Medicine will be the pilot site for a new curriculum by the Association of American Medical Colleges that trains future doctors on the unique healthcare concerns of people who are transgender, gay, lesbian, bisexual, gender non-conforming, or born with differences of sex development. On Thursday, the school hosted a panel discussion for dozens of area doctors and other healthcare professionals, and a networking session with transgender community leaders. We're being looked at to see what works and what doesn't, and to be a model for the nation, says Faye Jones, an Assistant Vice President of U of L's Office of Diversity and Inclusion. This is a topic that has been a taboo for a long time. Physicians want to provide the best care for these patients, but they may not be aware of issues and how to address someone in a culturally responsive manner. I'm personally hoping that the NHS in Britain will follow the lead on how to care for trans patients, as this is a very good idea, and I think the NHS really needs to step up its game a bit with this, from personal experience. And that wraps up this Some Assembly Required, your one-stop shop for transgender news. For up-to-date news and more, follow Trans Girl Amy on Facebook. Please like and subscribe if you want to see future shows. I have been Trans Girl Amy. Thanks for watching.